No one covers New Hampshire like we do. WMUR News 9 Tonight starts right now.
A storm moves through New Hampshire, getting started right away on those famous April showers. You might have heard some of the rumbles of thunder in your neighborhood tonight. I know we heard some here at the station. Now take a look at this. Some of the flashes of lightning spotted around New Hampshire. Some crazy footage here. This is by a viewer in Exeter that sent us this video from outside his house. And you can see a bolt spreading across the sky. Almost looks like it's in slow motion. And a viewer from Hollis sending us this picture from the driveway. That white stuff that you see on the ground, it's not snowflakes. Those are hail stones. Thanks so much for joining us tonight at 11 o'clock or almost midnight now. I'm Troy Lynch. Jackie's here. Now, Jackie, are these storm conditions going to stick around anytime soon?
No, the good news is that the worst of it is over.
All right, Jackie, thanks so much. If you want more weather coverage, you can always follow along with the spring weather on the WMUR mobile app. Our weather team and Jackie are always tracking your town and just around the state. It's free to download in the App Store. Now, the destructive power of Mother Nature on full display as tornadoes like this one tore across the landscape on Friday, killing people in their homes. Someone in Iowa using their phone to capture this monstrous funnel cloud. And this was the damage left behind in Arkansas. You can see the devastation stretching for miles. And now at least 50 locations reported tornado damage across 6 states. ABC's Jacqueline Lee reports 21 people are confirmed dead. ABC News sources say Trump has been charged with around 24 counts, including felonies, although the exact charges won't come out until he is arraigned in court. Now, the indictment by a Manhattan grand jury stems from alleged $130,000 hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election after an alleged affair. The district attorney is also reportedly digging into a $150,000 payment to Playboy model Karen McDougal. McDougal claims she was also paid off before the election to cover up another affair. Trump says neither affair ever happened. Now be sure to stay with News 9 and our website and mobile app for all the latest developments on the Trump case in the coming days and weeks. Now tonight, Granite Staters in Concord came together to raise funds for those struggling in Ukraine. Nearly 200 people gathered at the Unitarian Universalist Church in Concord to celebrate the spirit of Ukraine and raise money for struggling families in the war zone. All of the funds raised will go to feeding Ukrainians overseas, and one of the organizers, Natalia Kurilova, she came to the United States 12 years ago, and she has settled here in New Hampshire with her husband, and she said the community here has welcomed her with open arms. And anyone interested in donating, you can contact the Unitarian Universalist Church. And people in Nashville are getting some support from folks in Nashua. Nashville Mayor John Cooper shared these pictures on social media explaining Nashua students sent these notes to his office expressing their condolences. And the notes come after 6 people, including 3 children, were killed in a school shooting this week. Massive demonstrations in the streets of Tel Aviv coming up while thousands of people are protesting in Israel. Plus, a New Hampshire woman goes south to help storm-struck Mississippi.
1,000 miles, 1,500, it's still neighbor helping neighbor.
How she's helping people on the ground recover. And the team of Boston Marathon runners paying tribute to a victim of the 2013 bombing. How they're honoring her by helping the next generation. It's the 13th consecutive Saturday of protests in Israel, but today there were hundreds of thousands of people lining the streets in 150 different locations. Protesters were carrying the Israeli flag, beating drums, and showing they're unconvinced their prime minister will pause its controversial legislation of overhauling the country's judicial system. Pope Francis was discharged from the Rome hospital today after being treated for bronchitis. The 86-year-old pontiff spoke with the media and he wasn't frightened. That's what he said when he was hospitalized Wednesday night, and even joked that he's, quote, still alive. The Vatican says the Pope will still preside over Holy Week celebrations, including a Palm Sunday Mass at service in St. Peter's Square. Now, a woman from Peterborough is down in Rolling Fork, Mississippi, helping people that had their homes destroyed by a tornado just last week. Deborah Budney told us that her crew just got to the field today, and they're walking the streets to see if people are still at their homes, whether destroyed or not. And they will offer them cleaning supplies or even feed them up to 3 hot meals a day.
We do.
Deborah is set to come back to New Hampshire April 14th, but could extend her stay depending on if she thinks there's more work to be done. A new chapter for performance begins in Nashua. City leaders cut the ribbon today on the Nashua Center for the Arts. The $250 million facility will host plays, concerts, musicals, and even family events. The Bank of America Theater is considered the centerpiece of the building, and it features 750 seats and can hold 1,000 people for standing events. Management says a schedule of performances is already lined up. And a team of runners is honoring a Medford, Mass. Woman killed in the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing. 29-year-old Crystal Campbell was watching the race when the bombs detonated, killing her and 2 others. Now, the Run for Crystal team honors her memory by raising money for a scholarship in her name. Now, the group met with students who benefit from that money earlier today, and UMass Boston student Olivia Richardson is getting a scholarship herself, and she's studying accounting and was just 11 years old the day of the bombing.
During the week.
I'll take the 50s. Thanks so much, Jackie. The Red Sox treated the fans at Fenway to a show this afternoon. Adam Duvall, the hero in their win over the Orioles. Jonathan Marshall, you all know the name. He's got some game. He's got the details in sports coming up.
Women's Natty tomorrow, Iowa LSU.
There's a lot to look forward to, especially World Series by the Boston Red Sox. All right, young Granite Staters looking their best on prom night, all for free. Coming up, the local business giving away dresses. Well, we've all heard about spring cleaning, but what about spring shopping? ABC's Alexis Christoforis brings us the bargains to look out for this season. All right, it's prom season, and if you can't tell, lots of sparkles on the dresses, and Manchester Business is actually helping students look their best. Missy's Closet is holding its annual Say Yes to the Prom dress event with more than 1,000 dresses, all for free. It's being held at the TJ Maxx Plaza on March Avenue for the next 2 weekends, and Missy's Closet is a foundation in memory of Melissa Chaberneau, who was killed in a domestic violence situation. Missy's Closet is open Fridays from 4 p.m. till 7 and Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., but it will be closed on Easter Sunday. All right, 26 years ago today, a major snowstorm slammed southern New Hampshire. The April Fool's Day blizzard hit in 1997, and this was no joke. The blizzard dropped 20 to 30 inches on parts of the state, with the snow coming down an incredible 3 inches per hour at times. Massachusetts was hit especially hard. 500,000 people in the Bay State lost power. Absolutely incredible. I hope that's not coming close to us overnight or anytime soon, because I do not understand this New Hampshire weather, Jackie.
No, even tomorrow afternoon, it'll likely feel like the teens and 20s at times, so chilly.
Jackie, I was worried about that. I didn't want you to say wind, but we're not a fan of that. But hopefully you were a fan of the show tonight. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.